Hey there, John and Byron. I'm a little bit slack on my getting up to speed tonight. Sorry about that. Let's scratch my nose. Okay, I've got everything up there. Let's see, a bit of clearing up here. Just making sure I've got nothing too personally revealing on this machine. That'll look good. It's it's already 11:15. Ooh, that's not good. I mean, apart from the fact that the layer on the screen really needs to be scrubbed off, we've got this build up here, and that's a concern. And the front face, the little bezel glass front, it's damaged as well. Yeah, this will be fun. I'm not going to plug it in and see what's going on. I'm going to just basically straight away take it apart. Since it's declared as liquid damage, there's no point firing it up without us first at least having a look inside, clearing anything that may be significantly important to clear before we try powering it up. I mean, it's different if it was a case of a machine that doesn't tend to have a habit of eating its solid state drives, and if you didn't know that it was liquid damaged, or it was a case of it sort of powers up, in most cases it's often just a good idea to open up the machine, have a look before you even apply power, even if the person before you did apply power several times over. And mostly that's because you never know whether it's going to be on its very last leg. That sounds very disastrous when those clips snap, but that's okay. Well, those ones are on particularly strong. Alrighty. Oops. Yeah, I can see some wet streaks in there. Not the worst, but there's probably enough damage in there to make things difficult, obviously, especially since Apple Genius Bar has hereby given their official declaration of it being dead. So we're going to see if we can be the master of the necromancy world and bring it back from the dead. Hey Harold. Oh Harold, your package arrived today. As usual, haven't had a chance to dig into it, but just letting you know it did arrive. By the way, those with regards to last night's board, the 1466 that wouldn't take the MagSafe, it was hilarious today that when I did the further testing, it turns out that SMC that we did put on there was a dud. It had some fault with the SMC lid sensor, and also with a couple of the keyboard control. So even though we were able to flash it okay, it turns out the SMC itself was a bit dodgy. So I just put the original one back on and all is well again. What's this? Speaking of necromancy, 6623 Diablo 4 is due. I'm not sure I'll have a computer that can handle that at that point. I might still be playing 7 Days to Die too. Yep, Miles, that's right. I do believe I made some offhand comment about it would be hilariously funny if it was a dud SMC. Seems like the universe doesn't stop, doesn't rest, likes to keep me on my toes. Anyway, the SMC was still in the container where I left it, and it was a pretty quick process to reball it and put it back on as per original. Diablo 4 has microtransactions, well that just sucks. Hey Bob Siddle, welcome. I don't really recognize your name there, Bob Siddle, so if you are new, welcome along. Hopefully you won't be too put off. And apologies if you are not new here and I'm sort of just having a bit of a brain fart and can't remember who you are, so my apologies in advance for that situation if that is such. So the 1707, it's starting to get a little bit on the old side, but it's a good machine. It's yeah, the touch bar is a little bit meh, but it's a good machine. It's pretty recoverable. The nice thing is it is one that still has a lifeboat connector on it, so it's back when Apple kind of pretended it cared about your data and said, look, I tell you what, agreed, it was a bit annoying that we put the drive directly onto the board, but hey, you know, there's a recovery connector here if you need it. And once they got us to warm up to that, that's when they took it away from us. I was like, oh, you want the recovery connector? Sorry, buddy. We're in a committed relationship now. No more of the recovery connector. You need to move up to use the iCloud now. Make sure you have a 2 terabyte iCloud account. Hey Graham, how's it going? Yes, no unlock of M1. Is Caradog in here? Let's see. Oh yeah, we've got the T8s that have got to come out. As annoying as it is to pull apart MacBooks at times, yeah, with all the different screw sizes and things like that, I still prefer them over PC laptops for the most part. With PC laptops, it's just, I don't know, the assembly process is like the very last thing they care about. Honestly, I swear they'd put it together with glue if they could. Alrighty. Crud. Okay, so we've got severe left-hand side damage. This, funnily enough, is like that one that we had the other night, where we had the berkelium issue. We're probably going to have a fair bit of a rebuild over here. And there's going to be a bit of a rebuild over here, but mostly it's this here. That's the problem. Yeah, it's a real disaster zone. It's quite classic. And I'm going to have to start ruining my filter again. I'll show you what happens to the filters, by the way. These are the filters that I use in the... this is one that I just replaced. Like I put a new one in. And that's upside down. I don't know if you can see that or not. But essentially that is just dust that it has drawn in. Turn on the lamp. Oh, look at that. It's just... that's about 2 months worth of dust in this room. Delicious, delicious stuff. You just want to get a big spoon and carve that out and... oh, some dead bugs there. Bit of paper towel. Oh, great. The microscope decided to misbehave. Be right back. Yep, here we go. It'll come back in a second. There we go. Yeah, it wasn't too far off, actually. So yeah, this is about 2 or 3 months worth of filter usage. Now, I could actually take this outside and use the vacuum cleaner and blow it out from the other side as well. But I don't think I'll bother doing that. What is interesting is it's all in a big sort of circle pattern there, which is the circle pattern that we've cut out for the filter system. Not that much cat hair, thankfully. There's enough, but not that much. Of course, in combination to the air that's in the workshop, there is the problem with me doing what I'm about to do. Because I've got to get myself a nice little shop vac. One of the little Black & Decker or something ones, the little portable battery ones, but not the dust busters. They're basically useless. You want something that can pick up a bit of dust if I'm brushing it like this, but I don't want it to be bulky, because if it's going to be bulky, I may as well just have a vacuum cleaner wall mounted or something like that. It's one of those cases where I just have to go down to the local hardware white goods store and feel around until I can find something that I feel suits what I'm after. Alright, that's good. Okay, let's have a look at this horror. Okay, we're on the wrong side. That's not going to be the bad side. Yeah, see, yeah, this is going to be fun again. This is a very classic 1707 type failure. It's caused by the dust capturing the moisture in the air. I just turned up the brightness a little bit there for you. And then the moisture just sort of, builds up in that dust and it starts all this corrosion process. So it's a really significant pain in the backside to clear this. Now, this is supposedly failed, so we're going to be looking for something that's a smoking gun. Could be that cap, could be that resistor, amazing. But I'd say it's probably that resistor there, that would be a guess. It's about the worst looking one on the board. Geez, it looks like my face when I was a teenager. Amazingly, it's not shorted, so it's bad, but it's not shorted. Let's try some others. Okay, none of them are shorted. What about for the Thunderbolt ROM? Oops, no. No. I'm not saying we have a short, I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if we have. Ah, there we go, there's our short. Yeah, that's a nice solid short. Now, of course, I'm not going to just replace that one cap. I'm going to have to replace a lot of this stuff if it's to even make it back to be recovered with data, because if I don't fix up a lot of this stuff, by the time it gets back down there, it's going to fail again. So anyway, so it could be that cap, probably is. We'll take it off and see if our short goes away. But yeah, for the most part, we're going to have to remove all of the crusties. Hey, Retrodrum. Hey, it's okay, Mal's. Anytime. I'll give you wholesome images of my youth. I watched Chubby Emu, so, I'm kind of used to that whole wholesome image stuff. Hey, Anthony McGregor. Fortunately, it seems more of the trash was up higher here. It's a real problem when it wipes out the Berkelium area. Oh boy, it stinks bad. It really stinks. Alright, let's see if we've eliminated the short. Hey, Tom Morgan. And that was indeed the short. So basically this machine would sort of maybe probably boot at this point. But we don't want it to just boot, we actually want it to be able to survive long enough that I don't get a call from the customer when they get it back and say, it's not working. And I was like, it was working when it left the shop. when I packaged it, it was working. Here's a photo to show that it was working. They're like, well, it's not working now. And at the end of the day, if the customer says that, then, well, you're up the creek, because it's not working for them, and that's all that matters. Let's see, what board have we got? We got a 928 or a 292. Oh, I can't remember. Don't even try to sound smart, Paul. Just find the board number. 281. Damn it, that was going to be my other choice. Hey, Jim Allen. Yeah, I don't mind the MLCCs, to be honest, Miles. They're a pretty predictable fail point, so I'll take a predictable failure point any day. And they generate a good amount of income for us. Can't say no to good income. Ah, come on. A retro redrum, that's a shame about the 1708, but yeah, sometimes it's just too hard to get them all back. I mean, you do want to save as many as you can, simply because, well, it's money. And money means everything. So what caps that one? That's this 3521. Somebody's got to do all the part value transfers. Still. Alright, so this is a 10 microfarad, 10 volt, 402. Sure thing. Hey B-Blood, yeah, I'm certainly getting better. I've still got a bit of a nasal run and stuff like that, but realistically, I'm feeling more alive again. The last 3 days I've been feeling mostly alive. Let's see. "10 microfarad, 10 volt, 402. Now obviously if you have donor boards you can take them off the donor boards, but for a lot of these sort of parts I do very much prefer to have them here to replace immediately without taking from a donor board. At least if they're new components, you know, they're going to be okay, or more likely to be okay. And it's one less step taking it off the other board. Not that it's a big step. Okay. Yeah, that's crooked. Okay, we're going to take this one off as well. Hey Daniel. Oh, g'day Caradog. How are you feeling anyway, Caradog? You mostly cleared up now, or you still got a bit of the sniffles and just sort of superficial trash? Actually, I should have a look at that other cap and see if I can see any defects on it. Hey, boss. And I still don't have my circuit boards. I'm becoming quite irritated. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can just see the defects coming up on that one. I'm trying to clean it up so you can see it. Not easy trying to clean something that's 1mm by 0.5 mm in dimensions. Yeah, you can see the fracture in it right there. On the far side of the tweezers, you can see there's a fracture that's developed in the chip. You can't see it like that too well, but there it shows up. Santa's holding the circuit boards. Yeah, damn right he is. Greedy, selfish bastard. Okay, so I think this will be a 10 microfarad 6.3 for that position. Oh no, my bad. 2225 volt. Huh. Well. 3506, 3506, 25 volts. 35 volts. I'm pretty sure I got a 25 version of it. Yep, 2225. You could put a 35 on there. The 25 is what it was originally spec'd with, and it means that it should have slightly better ESR qualities. All other things hold constant. $25 volts there might be. I think. Oh wait, no, it's probably just a 5 volt line maybe. I don't know. I haven't even looked at what line it is. The Dumdros, they do actually use that sort of stuff in certain microscope fields. Like you have oil immersion microscope slides and things like that. All the same sort of principle, whereby you get the change in refractive indexes. Try to make things show up a little better. Hey Godfrey, you're a little under the weather as well. Back of the throat feels like there is sand. Ah, yucky. Stay away from us. Okay, that needs replacing, definitely. So yeah, this is basically just going to be a boring ass slow process of going through, picking out the gnarly looking parts, replacing them one by one. Oh man, it smells really bad. Whatever it is, that it kind of smells like sweat. Heated up sweat. Yeah. Clearly the fume extractor's not doing its job well enough. Be thankful to say this is not milkshake. And that's another 2225. Well, you know, I mean, it doesn't necessarily... It could just be that maybe the person used it at gym or something like that. I don't know. I'm just telling you what it smells like. I'll get the spectrometer out and burn it and see what sort of spectral lines we get. See if there's any sodium and potassium indicators in there. Slightly crooked capacitor, that large hole towards my left. Of course there is. That one there, definitely crooked. Without doubt. Right, so yeah, this is where it's really ugly, because it's just like, where do you stop? This here is an important one. That's the temperature sensor. Ah, damn it. I'm out of 80/20. Use some meth instead. Yeah, meth just doesn't work as well. That's some 99%, but it's not going to have the water to lift it. Hey Catherine, welcome back. Person who carries around the gym bag. There you go. Godfrey's got the. That's a good explanation, Godfrey. Actually, yeah. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flux up all this, and then I'm going to run the soldering iron down both sides and see if anything floats. And so that way you can work out whether you've got yourself a detached or a weak pad. Retro Redrum, it really actually depends on the parts and the circuit. I still find I like the manual toothbrush at times. It really does depend on where and what you're using. Yep, that one got eaten. Okay, that cap in the middle there really needs to come off too. Hey creature. This cap here. This is an important chip. It does control some important voltages. It's a regulator chip. It just looks a little weird, but it is. You see how the solder's not really going on to the pad of that cap? So yeah, we ditch it. Okay, so we got that second, which is a cap. Okay, so we've got a 10 picofarad there, 50 volts. And a 100 nanofarad here, 16 volts. So definitely that one's important. That one there is more of high frequency noise suppression. We'll stick it on if we can find one. I got 12 picofarad, which might actually be okay. It's not like it's a clock circuit. It's not specifically. Let's see. Yeah, it's not for timing or anything like that. It's just. I mean, there is a difference between 10 and 12 picofarad, but if I can't find a 10 picofarad, I will be willing to put a 12 on it. They do look a little crusty, but they're actually okay. I can see that they're bound properly to their end caps. I use IPA. I dare not ever use what do you call that stuff? Acetone. I've done it once before and I care not to do it again. Acetone can be a bit quicker at the job, but it's kind of like using plumber's flux instead of electronics flux. Ian, interesting you bring up that. Yes, it does do that. Even though it is 99.9%, it will tend to leave white streaking. And that is why when I do ultrasonic cleaning, I don't do the alcohol wash after it comes out of the ultrasonic tank. I just simply ultrasonic the board, rinse it in distilled or deionized water, blow off most of the water I can with a small compressor with a low PSI setting, and then put it into the oven at 125 for 20 minutes. Yeah, otherwise if you do the alcohol dip to try and absorb the water after the rinse, you will end up with a white streaks and sort of blemishes over the board. I don't know what it is that they cut the alcohol with, but it, yeah, definitely leaves those white streaks. Hey RLAs, good evening. My brain forgot to let go of my brain forgot to let go of that cap until it was too late to let go of it, and then when it did let go of it, it was already in the full stream of the hot air and it flew away. Okay, now let go of it. There we go. I just cleaned my keyboard stuff and now I'm having to clean each key separately. Ah, nasty, yeah. Yep, infinity and beyond, freedom for all, caps. Freedom, freedom, freedom. Oh wait. Okay, that resistor probably, and those... Yeah, looks like that needs wiping out. Those two, that definitely. We're going to be here for a bit. This is sucky suck. Suckity sucks. That's why I hate liquid damage. And yes, this will be marked as liquid damage for data recovery only, not for long-term guaranteed use, as it were. Do you stock as the whole size of the caps? iDreaming, I keep as a fair number of them. Not all of them, but a fair number I do. And of course there's always donor boards. And if I encounter a cap that I need more than a couple of times, I will just sort of like make an order for a few hundred of them. I mean, they're so cheap really for most of them. There are some exotic ones like 20 microfarad, 10 volt, 402s and things like that, but for the most part, they're cheap. Daniel, yeah, I'm not sure what's available in your area. You could try that Shesto stuff. I don't know how good or bad it is. Maybe Graham knows. Graham's in your country, right? Okay, it's a 10k resistor I need there. Oh boy, where's my resistors? Yeah, I thought you were in the UK, yeah. Hence mentioning Graham. Did I see someone talking about using Australians to get information about the future? You know that if we tell you what we know, due to the quantum effects, it just simply forks off into another universe, and it no longer applies to the one that you remain in. Yeah, I wouldn't be using IPA in ultrasonic. Essentially what you're after in most cases, you're after something that's got a caustic property to it, an alkaline caustic property. And yeah, so it eats away a lot of this stuff. Jason, that reminds me, I was watching Chubby Emu tonight, the one about the kid that had a spider in his socks. It was unfortunate. At least he lived. Still scary though. 47k. Funnily enough, not a value I think I even have. I've got like 47 ohms, 470 ohms, 4k7, 470k, things like that. But 47k? No sirree, we don't keep such nasty values around here. Oh wait, yes we do. Clearly I must have had a change of heart. Where'd that resistor go? I had a resistor here and it's gone. Flippin' well flew out. One second it was here. Ah, there it is. There's another one. We'll use that one. Oh, I see it now. It went underneath here. There we go. Sorry, buddy, you missed your chance to actually be useful. You're born, you're packaged, you're delivered, and you were even called up onto stage, but then you chickened out and missed your opportunity to be stuck on this liquid damage board. Now you just become another teeny tiny piece of the global waste. Yeah, I'm going to replace those too. And if I do happen to find another 47k that I need, it's too late as well because I've already moved that resistor to the scrap pile, and because they are not marked, they don't have little numbers on them or codes. I mean, sure, you can measure them, but then it's kind of silly to measure them when you just take another one out of the packet. Got a bit too much solder on those. Let's see, 39.41. There's a 10K. So bringing you up the 10Ks tonight. The other thing with ultrasonic cleaning solutions, or cleaning solutions that you plan to use for ultrasonic, is you have to be careful that they're not going to froth. Geez, I lost another one. Oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe it didn't come out. Yeah, it didn't come out. Because what some people will do is they'll use sort of detergents to wash the board, for their ultrasonic cleaning, and it just turns into a great big bubble bath. So you need a solution that is specifically designed for ultrasonics. Otherwise, it will just, yeah, like I said, just become like a great big bubble bath. Okay, it's a 100 nanofarad 6.3. Oh, come on. 100 nanofarad 6.3. Come on. Well, I've got 10 volts, so yeah, 100 nanofarad 10 volt, that should be fine. Yeah, first time I've used this strip. Yeah, naturally I'll get 2 of them out. It's like 1/10 of a cent I've just lost. Parts are costing me twice as much. Yeah, Creature, those booklets can be useful if you can get good quality ones. Most of the ones that I've seen are really bad quality. And very questionable. Very questionable. I love it when you see this sort of stuff on Apple schematics. Have a look at this. Ugly hack. That is for that resistor there. You gotta love that. It shows there are actually humans involved. Oh right, if they're AVX, that's fine. Yeah, I'm talking about the $29 books that you get from China. Hey, Daniel Laser. Okay, so these are all 0 ohmers. Take it in one fell swoop. Now you may still be like going, hang on now, aren't we supposed to see if this board's even running yet? It's like, yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, 201 0 ohms. My 0 ohms are better 0 ohms. They're 1% 0 ohms. And naturally, of course, only one at a time comes out now. Oh, we got lucky. let go. It's taking me longer to deal with that second one. I should have just thrown it away and... Hey there, Shad. Yeah, just to be sure I didn't accidentally pick up the wrong thing anywhere, I'm just going to make sure that they are in fact all 0 ohms. Very good. And it is now officially midnight. Any second now I'm going to become a pumpkin. Okay, we'll take those last 2 caps and that bottom resistor. Oh, thank you very much, Shad. More coffee. So let's see. So there's that and that we don't use. So I may as well mark them as no stuffs. Saves me getting confused by them. Oh wait, no, you're not the no stuff. Right, you're the no stuff. Okay. That's another 16 volt 201. I just realised I actually don't have, do I have 16 volt? 35 volt, 10 nanofarad, 16, 47, 16, 125, another one. Yeah, I hate it when I've got doubles. Uh, 125s it is. So third cap down. It only was meant to be a 16 volt, but 25 volt will suffice. Like I said, these are just general decoupling. Well, they're not super critical, but it is important to have something there. And let's see. Yeah, okay, the next one is a 220 nanofarad 10 volt. So 220 nanofarad, 0.22 microfarad. It's a little bit of a weird size for me. .22, that's a... Yeah. Nope, We do not have a 0.22 10 volt. Let's see if I've got a donor board. Maybe Daniel's donor board still has those parts. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't though, because I have stripped and rebuilt that section on many boards, so it's likely already stripped away, but we'll see. So we're after the fourth last cap. Yeah, see? They're all stripped away. We got this one. Oh yeah, we got that one there, and we got the resistor as well. There is the PayPal option, of course. Which is what people like Dudumras use. It's very effective in two ways. One, I get 96% of the transaction, and two, I get it straight away. Ah, you quit PayPal, okay. Yeah, if I did that, I would basically destroy my business. I very much depend on PayPal. I've been with them pretty much since they came to market in late 1990s, early 2000s. It was how they were the only way I could get quite a lot of money over to me. Oh wait, I haven't put fresh solder on those yet. At least as far as I know, when it comes to contributions through the PayPal interface, you actually don't have to have a PayPal account. What the fuck? Oh, that is some seriously encrusted body sweat. We've got a cap up there, that first one that we put on, and it's sitting on the pad very well. It's looking oh goodness sake, it's looking a little unhealthy. There we go. Now it's got too much solder on it. Oh, for God's sake, Paul, what did you do? Graham, that's because there's not enough money in it for them. And to be fair, the whole banking system is one of those colossal assemblies that you can't really rebuild or change like that. It's just one of those things. Yeah, they're still running COBOL on some of those batch processing systems. Which is why then instead you get people like PayPal and whatever else come up and supplant them for those features. It's just easier to build a whole new concept system rather than change the bank. I mean, the banks do eventually get around to it, but like 40, 50 years after it's a thing. Hey Mr. Stamps, how are you? Alright, now we've got to look for other issues like that cap there. Yeah, they'll be okay. I'll give it a bit of a flux and boil, but it looks like it's okay. as soon as I put the flux on, it sort of started looking good again. We will change the Thunderbolt ROM decoupling cap though, because it's got enough damage on its end caps that I think it's worth doing the change to save it coming back and haunting us. And that resistor there, okay, it looks alright. But I do agree with you, Graham. It would be much nicer if things were more like PayPal all around, for just the ease of transfers. I think there's a fair bit of integration going on between the banks and PayPal, but we just don't see it. Certainly they've integrated into our tax system, because the tax man knows exactly how much I've been moving back and forth. See, okay, so I need a 1 microfarad 63402. Sorry, just gotta find it first. Oh, I did have 100 nanofarad 16 volt. God damn it, the bag was just in the wrong place. So 1 microfarad 63402. I need to subdivide my bag, my boxes soon. So I'll have, say, 0 to 999 nanofarads, and then 1 to 10 microfarads. Yeah, basically divide them up into their various magnitudes. Speaking of scams, well, I guess it's not a scam, but the provider that I tried to switch to after I ditched my provider of 10, 12 years with the hosting, and that's the one that I couldn't get more than 32k a second out of for the outbound speed. I only used them for like 48 hours. And I said to him, you know, it's just not working out, I'm sorry, but I'm cancelling and I'm going to request a refund. And they didn't respond to me after that. And PayPal sided with me and gave me the refund, because I said, you know, the service wasn't what was required or as advertised. And the business didn't put in a contest. They didn't change, appeal that or anything like that. But then I get an invoice a couple of days ago because they obviously noticed that the charges have been reversed. And I said, well, you had your chance to dispute this and not a word came out of you, and PayPal sided with me. And they said, we're going to terminate your account. And I'm like, yeah, well, you're just basically proving how useless you are, because the account has been terminated like a month ago and I don't need your services. And they're like, sir, we're going to terminate your account if you don't pay the bill. And it's like, yeah, okay, go ahead. So do you understand what I am saying relative to what you are saying? B-Blood, what'd you give it? A double espresso one? Ooh, yeah, that worked. That worked. It was a fairly expensive double espresso. It's been a long time since I've had double espresso. Notice I'm not using the letter X in that. I think the last time I really went wild with espressos, it was a very painful journey for me. I had to catch a plane to Namibia from Johannesburg to go service somebody's print server. And I was stupid enough to think I could try and stay up all night, because I was only 24 or 25. and I was down at my favourite restaurant, which was called Gambetta's. It was a very nice Italian restaurant. They sold proper Italian food and Italian coffee, and there were genuine Italian groups there talking about doing Italian things. Anyway, so I had about 4 or 5 double, maybe triple espressos waiting for the night to pass, because I think my flight was due to go at 5:30 in the morning or something, and I had to be there by 4:30. Needless to say, overdosing on caffeine like that is a very unpleasant experience. I don't recommend it to anyone. So be nice to yourself, don't have too much caffeine. I myself generally have 3, maybe 4 half cups a day, so effectively no more than 2 full cups a day. And I'm quite content with that. Okay, I think we're about there, folks. So how long have we been doing this? We're just over an hour now of repairing the liquid damage that we can see. And I know it looks pretty ugly, but here's hoping we actually have some success. Creature, I've generally never found there is a problem under that shield, and typically it's actually underfilled as well. It's just usually got the one chip under it. Underfilled, everything. Okay, let's watch for sparks. 5 volts. 20 volts. 1 here. Yeah, okay, we're booting. We're booting. You see the spike there, went up to 20 volts in an amp. So now we've got to see what might be wrong in the chassis itself. Because often what can happen is you fix up the board, then you go to plug it into the chassis and you find that, whoops, no, we've got a whole bunch of corroded trash in here. Definitely got to check the USB-C connectors. They are quite often victims of liquid damage, or oxidation in this case. And fortunately in this case these are good. So yeah, there's no, well, there's dust on them now. It's kind of like accidentally dropping the old 1 kilo platinum Ignat standard. I know it's an alloy, it's not actually just platinum. And I know it's now superseded by a better standard that isn't dependent on mass, weight, so yeah, actual physical things. That was quite an achievement for them to do that. Anyway, yeah, so I kind of felt like when I dropped that into the dust, it would have been like someone accidentally dropping the standard weight. Graham, yes, the humid air is definitely a very regular problem with laptops here. Like if I could pull out a few, say, oh, hello, what's going on here? This has had a, what do you call it, on-off button replacement. Someone forgot to remove the little blue plastic adhesive. Oh, that it was factory like that. Interesting. And by the oh, hey babe, you gonna sleep? Okay.
Milo's still outside.
Milo's outside, yeah.
I'm not sure if Luna is or not.
Okay, it'll be right. I'll go have a look. I'm almost done here anyway. Very Bob Ross. I'm gonna have to get the hair for Bob Ross and the slightly more casual style of Bob Ross. I think somehow or another I'm ending up more a bit like Harry Butler. Very as he is, Bushman. I found him to be, yeah, maybe it's just childhood delusion, but I sort of found him to be a bit more of a genuine wildlife bushman than some of the others that came thereafter. Right, plug the battery in. See, Jason would have said Alvi Manglers. I don't know who that is. Does that make me a bad person? I actually think I have heard that name, but I don't know why. Yeah, Milo's watching the geckos on the outside TV, i.e. the wall. Okay. We need a privacy protector here. Use a trackpad from some other machine. I think it's... no, I don't even know what that one is. Okay, plugged in. Got a fan spin. 2.4, we're doing nicely. 2.8, yeah, we've got a boot. At least I think we had a boot. I'm pretty sure that screen showed up for a second there. It was there and now it's not. That's not good. Can anyone tell me if they thought they saw it come up? Because I thought it did. Yeah, we've got a cap locks. For some reason screen's gone to hell. Crap. Just what I don't need, a dead screen job. Yeah, too much clear okay, but I've got cap locks, so it's alive. Fortunately, this model will let me plug in external, so thank God for that. I don't know whether we've got a bad backlight, a bad screen, I don't know what. Okay, no signal. So disconnect the battery. things are definitely getting warm, so it's definitely running. Disconnect the display. Yeah, so we definitely get an Apple logo. I think the screen's got problems. Saw a flash when you rebooted, yeah. It's probably going to come up and say there's been a fault with the system, or do a password reset thing. It did come up momentarily. I did see the sort of the pink purple hue. But I think right now it's taken a long time because it decided that it got shut down inappropriately. So I'm going to let it go back to a normal boot, and I'll just double check I've pressed that screen down properly. All I can think of is there's actually damage in the screen assembly itself. Because as you may remember, when I started the stream, I mentioned how the screen had damage down at the bottom there. Yeah, we saw that sort of like crustiness down the bottom edge. It's still slowly booting. It's going to come up and say it needs to, do I want to reset the password and things like that. But it's running in slow mode. Very, very, very slow mode. Plug in the 1706 screen, yeah. I have tried that and not found much I tried it previously and I didn't have any luck. So I'm not sure why that was. But yeah, I do need to just get myself a good known working 1707. Ah, crikey mate, come on. Yeah, this should be becoming moderately cheap by now. So I've got a 1706, I've got a 1708, I don't have a 1707, I've got a 1990, I don't have a 2141. I've got a 2179, I don't have a 2279. Geez, okay, this is taking a little longer than even that should. I think I have one of those cables, Jason. I think I have one of those. I bought it some time ago, but let me see. Yeah, I've got one. I've got the 1466, I've got the 1502, and I've got that one. And yeah, I've just never really used it. That is taking quite a long time. I wonder if the temperature sensor has been damaged on this. So we'll change the temperature sensor. It's a very common value point for this particular board. Right along where all that liquid damage was. And while it won't necessarily fix the screen issue, of course, it will at least allow it to run a little bit better than supreme slow. It's the TMP461 chip. Hey, Noosacat. Okay. It's this chip here. Whoa, 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 do not do that. I'll have a look at the backlight generation area, but I suspect that's not... It looks perfectly clear. I'll check the fuse. Is the fuse good? Has it got a crack in it? No, it's okay. Filter's fine. That's fine. So you're saying creature? Yeah, there's hair on the crap there. Yep, hair. Yeah, the screen did flash for a moment. But like I said, I was wondering whether maybe there's damage in the screen itself, and it flashed up for a moment but then crashed out due to something. So we'll have a look at the screen T-con board and see if there's anything showing on the T-con board. I mean, it doesn't look like there should have been, simply because it's this type of corrosion we're dealing with. It's not, I mean, yeah, there's this green goop here, but it doesn't usually get in under here. No, I'm not seeing any compelling reason. I don't know if this was going to have okay, we do have a little bit of fatiguing going on here. See this? You can see how that's fatigued just in there. That's the start of a form of flex gate. So we could actually have a flex gate situation. This one seems okay. As far as I know, this is the backlight one. And this one's the camera one, but yeah, it's definitely fatiguing along that line there. Or maybe I'm wrong. I've never done a a flexgate repair. I just choose not to. But I'll check with the person and see whether they're content with data recovery situation, because it may be the only thing I can reliably offer them at this point. Yeah, if I try to pitch them, well, it kind of is anyway, given the amount of liquid damage there is there. Fortunately, in this case, I'm dealing directly with the person. I'm not dealing through a third-party business. It's always harder when you're dealing with a third-party business because you don't know what they have pitched to the customer as what's going to be the outcome and for what costs. Whereas at least this way I could directly control the situation. Yeah, but I have a feeling based on that fatigue there, it's quite a sharp cut. There's certainly something going on with regards to FlexGate. It's on its way. But yeah, I don't know if this particular model is covered by anything. In fact, I'm pretty sure Apple's ended that support. Okay, I'm just going to open it partially like this and see if anything comes up. Yeah, we've got an Apple logo. Apple logo just went away. Apple logo's back. Okay, we're booting. It's going to go through that process. B-Blood, I'm surprised about the Chromebook having that issue. Okay, reset password. Obviously we're not going to. We just say reset. As in we're saying the machine reset, not the password. Apple logo. You can see. And we've got a full screen, everything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm not going to push this screen back. I'm going to put the keyboard forward. And yeah, I can see it's... Yep. As I open it up, it's losing brightness. So it's a screen fault. On the upside, we'll be able to get the data now directly just by plugging an external screen in. I'll just have to talk with the customer and see which way they want to go, because replacing this screen probably isn't within their anticipated budget, and I wouldn't expect it to be. Can I consider doing the FlexGate repair? Honestly, I'd just rather send it to someone else to do that. I've got a number of screens I could do a repair on, but I don't really wish to. Most of them are all 1708, 1706 series. I don't actually have any of the larger ones for the 1707 that need that sort of repair. This would be the first one. It's 1200 for the screen. Yeah, yeah. Alright then. Okay, well, that's it for tonight. I'm out of here. It's already half past, well, it's 20 to 1, so definitely better get going. Thanks for watching. We had another success. This person is going to get their data, even if they have to plug an external display in. Like I said, it's a liquid damage recovery. It's a fairly common, this is a signature sort of failure for this particular sort of machine. I'm just glad that we got that for them. And Apple said it was dead. Guess we got to show them otherwise. I'm out of here. You take care. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.